Welcome to the Work Hard, Play Hard podcast. My name is Rob Murgatroyd, and I am the creator of the Work Hard, Play Hard International Mastermind, as well as a former doctor turned lifestyle entrepreneur. Each week, I interview some of the best minds on the planet on the science of achievement and the art of fulfillment. Today's episode is a mini-sode that I call What I Learned This Week. In these mini-sodes, I share what my mastermind members or other past guests have taught me to help you increase the level of joy and fulfillment in your life. If you're thinking of joining my 2019 mastermind, head on over to workhardplayhardmastermind.com, fill out an application, and we'll jump on a call to see if you're a great fit. Okay, let's dig into today's episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a little mini-sode. I still haven't figured out a name, so I'm just going to call this thing a mini-sode. And, you know, from time to time, I want to be able to share some things with you in an effort to teach you something that I've learned. So I'm doing a lot of these podcast interviews, as many of you listeners of this show know. I'm interviewing entrepreneurs on the science of achievement as well as the art of fulfillment. And it is an art to work on fulfillment. I was going to say to fulfill yourself. And I thought that what I would do is kind of each week just share with you something that I'm either going through personally, something that I learned from a guest, something that I've learned from one of my mastermind members. And this week, I want to talk about something that I learned from one of my past guests, Christine Hassler, and I'm about to go on her show in the next week or two. And it's got me thinking about lots of different things, and it's really been percolating and resonating with me. So I thought I would share that with you. I remember right where I was sitting at this place called Katerina's in Mykonos, and we were watching the sunset over the Mediterranean. And I was just sharing and talking about some struggle that I was going on in my life, and I asked Christine for some advice. And Christine's a coach. So, you know, we're kind of socially just hanging out. So she's like, do you really want me to give you advice? Because I'll put on my coaching hat. And she did. And she said, okay, I want to ask you something. You're asking a bunch of people the answers to the problem that you're trying to solve. Do you trust yourself? And I went, do I trust myself? Nobody has ever asked me that before. Do I trust myself? Yeah, I trust myself. I think I trust myself. And it really got me thinking about whether or not I am in touch with the intuition that God has given me. Do I trust that the intuition I have about my particular circumstance is going to give me the answers that I need? Or do I continually need to keep going outside of myself to ask other people for their advice? And over the course of the last 4 weeks or so, I've come to a particular decision about a business that I'm involved in that makes money. There's no question about it, but it just doesn't feel right for me anymore. And so when I talk to people about this decision, they're like, you know, dude, you don't do that much with it. You don't have that much involved with it anymore. Just run this thing. And deep inside my soul, I know that even though I don't have that much to do with it, that this is eroding my ability to get involved in other projects. And, you know, we've all heard the term burn the boats. And so basically, I had to decide whether or not I was going to take the island or I was going to burn the boats. And it isn't easy sometimes to make those decisions, but I had to listen to Christine and I had to decide whether or not I was going to trust myself. And trusting myself is now leading me, and I'm in this decision right now. I've not made this decision, so I can't quite tell you whether or not this is the right decision. But I can tell you that I'm going to trust myself regardless of what everybody else thinks and take action on what I know to be true for me. And this has been, and I'm not really sure why this has been such a difficult thing in my life, to not trust myself and to always ask other people. By nature, I do that. Every year at New Year's, my wife and I decide what we're going to leave behind and what we're going to take into the next year. So in 2019, I'm going to take into 2019 trusting myself. One of the reasons why I do these masterminds is because people have insight into you that you just would not have, just at a normal, let's say, dinner conversation. So I'm really a big fan of masterminds. That's it. I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope that helps you. Have a great weekend, everybody. All right. I'd love to connect with you on Instagram. My handle is @RobMurgatroyd. I answer every direct message I get, and I would love to connect with you. If you love this episode and you know someone that needs some help in adding more fulfillment into their life, it would mean the world to me if you shared this podcast with them to help me get this movement out there. So if you like what you heard, head on over to iTunes and take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review, and I will be forever grateful.